Here's my long-term review on the SIDI ST Boots. Let's go. So I want to quickly brush over the tech specs of the SIDI ST Boots because I really just want to give you my overall opinions of the SIDI STs. So the main construction of this is a microfiber. It also has Teflon mesh for the comfort within the actual boot itself. You'll find reinforcements with the plastics at the ankle brace and all the way up to the shin plate here, which is always nice. You also have loads of replaceable parts with said boot. So anything that you see a screw on basically means you can replace it later down the line. So if you scuff it up, come off your bike, but still want to keep the boots because you've broken them in, then you can and replace all the little bits and bobs on the SIDI ST Boots. When it comes to the variety of colors you can get, I went for the white black air variant, but you can get also like 3 other options as well as a Gore-Tex variant of the SIDI ST Boots if you want to go for something that's all season. Now, when it comes to the protection, you do have a reinforced heel cup at the back there, that big old chunky boy at the back there, just in case you have a hard impact down on the bottom of your foot. You also have a reinforced shank as well within the SIDI ST Boots. You'll find this across their entire line. But yeah, buckle system, zip system, nice and secure, fiddle around with that, get it to the perfect fit, and jobs are good. And I think this is just an overall great boot if you're a road goer that wants a bit of a track inspired or oriented boot as well. So now when it comes to the fit of the SIDI ST Boots, it's one of those ones where you have to give it time and break it in before it becomes comfortable because it starts molding to your feet. It is a Teflon mesh microfiber construction, so it takes a bit of breaking in order for it to be nice and flexible. The next thing on that is the actual buckles at the top there. To try and give it a more comfortable feel, you have to play around with it over the coming weeks in order to best fit the bike that you're on. Straight out of the box though, if you're on a sportier bike, face down, arse up, then this boot is going to be perfect. But then if you're on a naked, like the Speed Triple behind me, then you have to fine tune it for that more upright position, even though it's still a little bit aggressive. But once you've got it dialed down, if you're constantly wearing the same kit like I am with jeans tucked into my boots, then it's going to be a straight fit, quick and easy to get on there, and you know it's going to be super secure, more so than that of a Velcro system with like a little zip, because that stretches over time and it might not be the best fit at the end of the day, whereas this you can constantly fine tune it to get the perfect sweet spot. Now you might be thinking, I'm sort of the one that wears a textile or I wear jeans, and you can always just play around with again with the buckles and just keep a note at what sort of length you have them at in order to best fit the situation that you're in. Another thing that I want to talk about is the actual footbed. It's actually quite narrow compared to the competitors when it comes to the street oriented racing boots, let's say. And that's purely because it gives you more of a tighter fit when you're on the bike, being able to squeeze at the frame, on the pegs, and it's just so much better that way. And you get used to it. So that's what I did. I just got used to it. So, talking about ventilation on these boots, you have a front vent out of there operated by a little switch to allow more air throughout the entirety of the actual boot itself. I feel like it's optimal for sunnier days. This is the more perforated version. You can always opt for the Gore-Tex if you want something that's all weather resistant and also a little bit breathable. But for me, even in winter, I find these boots to be sufficient enough to keep my little tootsies nice and warm, as well as being nice and breathable when it is a bit sunnier outside. I've had no issues whatsoever with the overall ventilation or getting hot and sweaty within these boots. So definitely a 10/10 in my opinion. So the last thing that I want to talk about really is the longevity of the boot. How long can it withstand my abuse? I've been wearing them for the past 6 months and they've been holding up very, very well. With the lack of maintenance on my part, I actually kind of just lubricated the boots this morning where it squeaks a lot, because SIDIs have the iconic SIDI squeak that comes along with it. You just need to lubricate it in order to stop that if you so choose to stop it. It's kind of cool. I haven't done it for 6 months. I literally just did it for this video and it's super quiet now. When it comes to the materials of the boot, they are very hard wearing, as you would expect, so they'll last a very long time. Even the plastics, like I was saying earlier, all the bits with screws on it means that it is a replaceable part. So if I wanted to swap out the shin plate for something else, then I could. And I also can opt for different color variants. Now, there are a few things that have come to my attention in terms of the longevity of the interior of this boot. So between the brace and the actual leather of the SIDI boot, there is a bit of rubbing that takes the first layer of leather off of it. Now, it's mostly cosmetic. It's not going to go any worse than it is now, purely because it's rubbed all of it off, so the clearance is now cleared. But overall, these boots you can definitely not go wrong with, especially considering that it's at $319.99 RRP for a pair of SIDIs. It does everything that any road goer and track little monster would want to have. So purely for me, in terms of longevity, I know these are going to last a very long time, and the white leather on this is easy to clean as well. It doesn't look it now, but that's purely because I haven't cleaned it before the video. But if I were to go back to the office, get a little scrubber dub going down on the actual SIDI ST boots, they'll come up brand new white and black again. That is just my opinion on the SIDI ST boots. If you have your own opinions or have had this in the past, then leave it down in the comments below, or better yet, leave a review on our website. It gives us, the people at Infinity, as well as possibly future buyers, to choose it for their own and see what it actually is like without the biased nature of, let's say, myself. Now, be sure to subscribe, ride safe, and we'll see you all soon.